2 years ago, my dad and I embarked on building a project car together. You guys know that car as the Datsun. It's a 1967 Datsun Roadster with a twist. It has a 1.8 liter engine out of a NA Miata. When we got the car, it wasn't running, it wasn't driving, it didn't have any good parts. Over the course of the first year, we got the Miata engine running. We got it driving with a custom drive shaft, new clutch. We did some maintenance on it. We replaced all of the brakes, all of the suspension components, got new wheels for it, lowered it, made it look and drive way better. Then came winter and we paused on the project for a while. Well, last summer, we got the car repainted, looking awesome, got all of the chrome redone, we got all the trim installed, some of the lights and the wiring done, and we were actually getting close to finally getting the project done. When we first bought the car, I told my dad, you know, a few months and we can get it done. As you guys know, I am moving across the country in less than a month, and the Datsun is still not finished. So what are we doing? Well, we're finishing the Datsun. The last time you saw the car, we had just installed new gauges and started to work on finishing up the wiring and the interior. What you guys didn't see is that it stopped running. Here's what happened. It started ticking really badly, which I assumed was a lifter. So I took the cams out, took all the lifters out, cleaned them up, re-oiled them, put them back in, put the cams back in, and I retimed the engine. Well, first of all, that didn't fix the ticking. But secondly, I timed the engine wrong. Can't tell you how many times I've timed a Miata engine, and yet I did it wrong, and the exhaust cam was off one tooth. It still ran like that, but it had pretty much no power, and it kept burning out coil packs. Pretty much we'd put a new coil pack in it, the car would run on 4 cylinders for a while, then go down to 3, then 2, then 1, and it would stop running. Well, let me bring you to modern day. A few weeks back, we brought the Datsun from my dad's house back into the shop. I tore into the top end and I saw that I had timed the engine wrong. I retimed the engine after replacing all the lifters with brand new lifters, hoping that would fix the ticking. Placed the coil pack, and the engine ran perfectly. But the ticking is still there. And after a little bit more diagnosis, it seems as if one of the bearing journals for the camshafts for the exhaust cam is totally screwed. It's really, really chewed up, and pretty much the car needs a new head, which is unfortunate, but not a huge deal. Right now, we at least fixed the issue. It runs on all 4 cylinders, has good power, and replacing the head, although it's a pain in the butt, isn't too hard, and we at least know what we're gonna do. After I fixed that issue, I wanted to make the engine bay look nice, because right now it looks like a Datsun with a kind of half-assed engine swap. So I got the valve cover powder coated. I went ahead and made 2 custom engine covers out of some 16 gauge steel. That covers up all of the wiring, all of the ugly injectors, the old stuff. After that, I made a new intake, because the intake that was on the car was pretty much a OEM style intake where the filter was right by the headers. I took this opportunity to make a new intake, which relocated the filter away from the heat. So maybe now the car makes a couple more horsepower, and yet again, it looks way more finished. Whoever originally did this swap didn't know how to weld, really. So the intake was just a bunch of couplers and adapters and JB weld, and it just didn't look good. After that, I just cleaned up some of the wiring in the engine bay, and then it was all done. Now, I didn't tell my dad that I did any of the engine bay stuff, so when I showed it to him, he was pretty happy.
Whoa!
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow!
Yep, so
Wow!
I got this powder coated. I made these brackets
Oh my goodness!
to kind of clean it up, make it look nice. Made a new intake.
That's awesome. Get a picture of that.
I also went ahead and finished the half-assed work with the gauges and all of the under dash wiring. We got the heater blower working. We got the windshield wipers in there and working. Got the horn wired up.
Fucking Christ!
Got an under dash light wired up. Got indicator lights wired up. All the little details for the dash, wiring wise, are done. Then I went ahead, taped up and wrapped the harness that I had made, and actually properly secured it to the sides of the car. So one of the things, as you can tell, the license plate light is on now.
That is so cool.
I got like a nice LED bulb in there.
Wow.
And now that brings us to modern day. The car now runs properly, although needs a new head to fix the ticking, and all of the under dash wiring is complete. Well, it will be complete after this. See, you can't have a fun weekend car without at least a few speakers. As far as I know, the car didn't come with speakers, didn't have any sort of radio system. It probably did, but I can't find where speakers would have went. So we have a new head unit and some speakers to install. We're gonna wire up the head unit, install the speakers, then we have to modify the original center console to fit this head unit, and then we can get started on doing the rest of the interior. My dad bought every new piece of interior. He got the seats redone, he has new door cards, new everything. The interior is going to be awesome. But before we can get to that, we have to finish the wiring. So, let's do that. Well, the center console is mounted with the radio in there. Now, obviously, I have to make a new front trim piece, and we got to get the two side pieces of foam rewrapped with some nice new leather. And I'll also paint this and stuff, but it's mounted, the radio fits, it looks pretty good. Now we're gonna mount the speakers in the back kind of quarter panel area. All right, let's see. Yay! That took too long. That scared me for a second. Press volume knob to cancel demo. Oh!
I heard something.
$10 a month. You can do exponentially more. You could win gas for a year.
That's better than the stock system.
Yeah, it's true. Honestly, for 2 speakers, that's really not bad. That's gonna be plenty for this car. I think my dad's just gonna get really excited about this. Even though it's like not a hard thing to do, he's gonna get really excited about this. Hell yeah. Speakers are mounted and the little trim pieces are in between them. Trim pieces aren't fully mounted. There's some other tabs or something it needs. Either way, I've got something very exciting to show you guys. You guys know what this is.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah.
We got some nice heat because it's a chilly day out. That's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it feels really good.
Yeah.
Nice and loose. So it lights up.
Oh, whoa. How cool. Oh my goodness.
That's just 2 speakers, too. It's pretty good.
Whoa, is it ever? Wow. Listen to that. It's like semi-basic over here.
I know, yeah.
So what are these little things?
So this handles the bass and this is all like the treble.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Giant and the Datsun.
That is so cool.
How to drive?
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's it. You're now caught up to date on everything that has happened to the Datsun. It's driving like a finished car. The engine bay looks like an engine bay of a finished car. And all the wiring is the wiring of a finished car. Up next, all we gotta do is get the interior looking like a finished car and do some of the front bumper, some front trim stuff. So in the next video, we'll do that. Hopefully you guys are excited to see this thing done. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you didn't though, please give it a dislike and tell me why you disliked the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next one. You can watch it right now if you click up there. Thank you and peace out.